the odds and ends, Neil.
Yeah, and the scavenge.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
I will show you my minesweeping technique later. You go around all the
This is
tables. No, you go around all the tables after they finish all the drinks.
Oh,
They
I
know
see.
that must be mine.
Oh, God.
Really well.
Sorry?
My friend Mick is the bestest barbecue.
Really, yeah? Is this the guy that's done these today? The meat's so tender. The last time I had a kebab like this, we were in Uganda and they'd killed a bull, especially for our visit. And it must have died of natural causes, this bull. It was so tough. I mean, half of it just thrown to the
Mick
sea.
is the master barbecue.
I can't believe it's so tender. It usually sticks in my teeth and it's all over the place. This is wonderful.
This is where we go for our Christmas break.
Oh, right.
Stay with Mick and Agnes. We have to have 5 days of this.
Oh, it's a shame. It's horrible.
It's terrible. And all they let me do is clean the empties out in the morning. I'm not allowed to do any food preparation.
Oh, no.
Some solid. What's that, Mick?
Well, this fat bloke was going around the boy. Good chuck, mate.
This is my son-in-law, Gary.
Hi, how you doing?
Mate, Gary.
Yeah.
You're 25th, yeah. You're married to Helen, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You've got a good memory.
I remember it, mate. I have to remember it.
Do you think he looks like Sean
Yeah, you've got an
Connery?
excuse for not remembering.
Do you think Mick looks like Sean Connery?
No.
No. Maybe I have.
What's this thing in and out your back cellar? I'm going to buy myself one of those keyring finders. You know, you whistle and it goes beep, 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 beep. And they stick on the bloody glass so I keep losing it.
You'll lose that as well, Neil.
It's everything I see again, Mick. It really is. Bring back a lot of memories and good times.
Hopefully not all of them horrid.
No. You only remember the good times, Mick.
Yeah, that's true. Very short memory retention, no way.
Full of stern. Full of stern. Left hand down a bit. Right incline. Righto. See, have a smile. Happy now. Smile. You know, happy. Happy. Oh, really? It worked. Oh, sorry about this, Tom. Good, I'm still trying to chat myself into this 747 simulator trip. Oh, you carry on. You got it. That is my
Excuse me.
one ambition.
Come on, Abby's going to take one of you and me together. What are you going to press, Abby? All right then. Hurry up, hurry up.
I think I have to go to the toilet now.
Bra strap.
Where? Oh, hang on a minute.
Daddy, Abby,
Have you got your
take
penny?
one.
So lovely penny
Right,
time.
great, thank you.
I'm going to sit by his dog. Thank you. You squeeze in a bit, Doc, please. Simpsons must keep together, you know.
But in a few stories.
Yeah, goodness. Mick the Master Barbecuer. 3 years ago, Mick went to Florida, and he went to like a supermarket and bought a barbecue. And it was one of these, you know, where you're like Argos, you know, where you place your order, comes out the chute. And this bloody great thing comes trundling down the chute. And Mick is ultra honest as Mick, he really is. And he goes back and says, "Excuse me, I didn't order that one, you know, I only ordered the little one." I said, "Oh, sorry, we've run out of those. You have this one, you know, as the replacement." The tool was, it came in a bloody great gas cylinder. And they flew it back across the Atlantic with this bloody gas cylinder.
Oh, wow. There is the poor. Yeah. They're lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Which airline? Dangerous goods infringement.
But the only trouble was when he got back to England, couldn't get it refilled in a different adapter on it. And Mick had one of these, you know, cast barbecues 20 years ago. And Mick could say he's the master barbecuer. He staggers up his little garden, looks like a gnome's.
Gnome from Moon.
A gnome, yeah. And he sits up the end of the garden with his tin of beer and his barbecue, and he sits there poking. No, poking and prodding and turning things. Mick is the master barbecuer.
As an age in 15 years.
We've got a sophisticated barbecue at home. Gas cylinder and a blowpipe. Just have a 45-gallon drum on a pair of legs.
Brilliant.
We just change it every couple of years. When the drum burns out, we bring another half in.
Gas bottles are better. They're thicker. Burn gas bottles in half.
They blow up when you cover it off.
Well, not if they're empty, Pete, before you start.
Why did you wake up?
Going to get married again next weekend.
Now the other bloke I wonder what happened to was Mick Hawkes.
Oh yeah.
he fell off the pavement and broke his leg and had to go into Aslan. And they used to smuggle him in rum concealed as brown ale. And it got to the time when it, you know, was like limping about again, and he was allowed out on, you know, a day's leave. Of course, he came straight back to Salton in the mess, top time. "Oh, I'm sick, Mick. What did you do?" Went outside and fell off the bloody pavement and broke the other leg.
Save one on them. Not Friday, we whip it from the top tip as well.
Couldn't understand it.
They eventually let him out. He was all wired up. He was hard, you know, 3 or 4 people. where he's got the sniffer. And he started drawing and he's going to be sick, you
Big Ginger's going to live in Spain. I'm still in contact with Barry. Big Ginger.
When's he off?
But any time now. He sold the house, sold the car, sold the furniture.
Where are they going?
It's about, he said, about 20 minutes south of Alicante.
If he's driving, tell him not to stop outside Paris if he gets rammed. It was happened to a friend of mine who was driving down to Spain to live. 4 Algerians banged their car from behind just outside Paris and robbed them of everything there in the car.
Yeah, nobody would rob Ginger, would they?
I tell you what, I'd be more frightened of his wife than I would of Ginger.
Well, Ginger was 16 stone. I was 9 stone, Still was 7 stone. And his party piece used to be, he used to pick us up, one under each arm and carry us. I was telling people about the nights down the railway, the barrel upstairs after the and the band walking down the stairs. Remember that night? And somebody fell down the stairs after the band. They all ended up in a big heap with all bent trombones and things.
I went back down the railway a couple of years back. I was the railway for a price. It hadn't changed one bit, you know. And there were a couple of blokes sat at the bar. They were obviously from either one of the establishments, you know. Obviously, it's goes on. Perpetuates.
I think it's a selection process because it's a very strange thing. I started holding in Ferguson, finished up as an instructor. At the end of it. I could take a class straight, and they were exactly the same as the class I was in. They were all doing the same things, just the same size. I could put names to guys. It's very weird.
Can you remember that time when they used to have these sports days? And Spilsbury won everything. Can you remember that one? Yeah. And the next year. In the next year, they changed the rules that one person could only enter 2 events, and it was meant all the other people were dragged in. Can you remember this lot? Can you? I was entered in the hop, step, and jump, and I won because I had a hop, 2 steps, and a jump, and all the other people were protesting. They said he had 2 steps, and the umpire said, "No, he's the winner." And I stuck on the plate there, hop, step, and jump champion, 94 feet.
That was 9.4.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Record now without judging.
Yeah. And they had a tug of war team, and they picked the 9 big blokes over. How many was in tug of war? 9, is it? 8, right.
How was there 9 in yours? Now we know.
Well, they picked the 8 biggest blokes, and all those little blokes, Taff Armour and all these people said, "This is grossly unfair, you know. I bet you 9 little blokes can outpull 8 big blokes." Yeah? A bit of competition, 8 little blokes could pull 9 big blokes. They still didn't pick us.
Only because you have Drum Brewer on the end of the rope, and no one can turn him over once he was lost back.
At the time we played football.
18 stone, like 6'1", 6'2", something like that. Wrap that wire around him like a put a horse into a harness, you know, and he'd stick both heels in the ground and lean. That's what he would do. He'd stick both heels in the ground and lean back.
I'd like to ask everybody if they'd like to go around.
And on the
Seconds are available for anyone who can still finish them off.
on the flight deck, they built a big shed, so you couldn't have
Is that good enough?
Straight to the point.
The sailors were pulling up this side, the smokers were pulling up that side, and the crane was on time the rope to the crane. Oh, they nearly busted out the crane. I had wedding beer in my life for about 3 weeks.
We used to have this bloke, Terry Spilsbury.
No, I know. Nothing to do with the pigging trial.
Terry Spilsbury was, you know, a natural sportsman. Any sport, you know, play football. He'd go in goal. If somebody scored one, he'd go out and play centre forward, score two, then go back in goal.
Yeah.
And
It was him was PTI and that black guy.
Yeah.
Nigerian or Ghanaian guy. The three of them were ship's company at the time. And they entered as a ship's company team. All the rest of the guys were all into class things. This three won it. That's why they changed the rules that no one could do more than 2 or 3 events.
When it came to cricket, final score, all team 110, Spilsbury 102 not out.
That lad went on to represent Nigeria at the Olympics. 12 or 18 months later. He was a bit handy at running. In Spilsbury and his clubs, the three of them were identical.
And our football team wasn't as good, and we decided to play 12 players. And it was after half time before somebody realised we got 12 people on the pitch and they'd only got 11.
Throughout the courses, it's the same, whatever course.
Don't worry about it, in fact, it's not going to drop in the khaki now.
Mind you, that was like a sailing event, right? I convinced them that PGI told us we went sailing this the other, we didn't know the difference. And we got away with it for weeks until the bloody boat sank. It turned into a bit of a disaster. It did. We thought it was to understand. You have to get it every time we went to the mire, eh?
Yeah, it was.
So what did you do, Pete? Promote you?
No, maybe the navigator.
You can remember those fires they used to have in the middle of that dormitory.
Oh,
Lights out at 10:30, right? And everybody, you know, lights out. Stoke the fire before you get. Somebody would come offshore about 20 to 11. First thing they do, sit in front of the fire, open the door, rake all the ashes out, throw more coke in. They'd go to bed. 10 to 11, somebody else would come in, sit in front of the fire, rake all the ashes out, throw more coke in. Can you remember that? Used to go on till about 2 o'clock in the morning. And you
sit there glowing.
That's right. And you wake up in the morning, there was a haze, wasn't there?
And they didn't kill anybody.
Because it was a cold winter, wasn't it? You remember 62?
62 was.
Yeah.
Used to have an apple moon to see the way back.
That's right. And we realised, you know, like in 62, 63, the coke was a very good throw under your wheels job, you know, in your cars. So before you went ashore, you took a bag of coke, you know, a couple of shovelfuls of coke. Their coke consumption must have been astronomical that year, isn't it?
Everybody thought they were the only ones doing it. We used to share a hangar. It was when search and rescue called us. We used to share a hangar with the historic aircraft club. And had a couple of Spitfires, a Hurricane, and these are stores. One of our guys used to around this old car they would actually take. And we used to do 24 hours on, 24 hours off. And he was never missed. It didn't fly very often this week. That's 180 gallons. SIB came in.
Evaporation, I would have thought.
Yeah. When did you last fly this thing? About a week ago. Nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
What did it take? Run this. He wasn't the only one. There was other guys with different hangars.
Just a little bit.
5 gallons.
It won't be fine.
Bog off.
They used to be bang, don't they?
But he didn't have to go far, did he?
Oh yeah.
What a Volkswagen Transport. It had an LPG converter. Left-hand drive. And you have to preheat it in the exhaust. You know, they had a U-tube in the exhaust. I was going along one day and I was on I looked in the rear view. All this LPG flagging off. The U-tube had got a hole in it. What a little fag. I've got up the road of the bacteria.
We send guys, when it's went to golf out, we send guys to Aer Lingus for training.
It's a miracle how we all survived.
Part of my job was to do progress checks on them. First time I met my counterpart in Aer Lingus, exactly the same thing. He had a Maxi. At that time, petrol tax prices in Ireland were horrendous. He had his Maxi. He converted himself to run them. So I was still visit. So come across for dinner. He lived just outside of Dublin City itself. So he drives his car in his garage. He says, before we go out, he says, I've got a decant. He's decanting. There's a state here. I had visions of putting the newspaper a couple of months later. Disaster in Dublin.
First Irishman in orbit.
A state disappeared, but it was here this morning. Just good merrily decanted this stuff.
It's a good laugh when you get away with it.
How come you've got the biggest garden, man? I mean, apart from it's not yours.
Well, when we first came, well, what happened was, when I came out of the Navy, we went to live in Fairham, and the firm I work for made a regional sales office in Manchester, so I went to Manchester. So we sold our house in Hampshire, went to Manchester at the time the housing started rising, and when I decided to come back, couldn't afford to go back to Hampshire. I was born in Droitwich, so we came here. And my mother had been ill during the winter, and she only lived just around the corner at that time. So she said, why don't you look at that house? I said, it hasn't got a very big garden. And if you look at the plot, there's a yew tree, and it was like triangular. And when we made investigations, because of the development of the houses, and the developer had to get a sight line for the road across the front, they'd squared the plot off. So we bought it. Well, just after that, the council stopped cutting grass verges, and there was a grass verge there, and so I rang the council and said, you don't want to cut grass verges anymore, can I buy it off you? And they said, oh, it's not ours, it still belongs to the builder. So I rang the builder and said, can I buy that piece of ground that you're going to give to the council? Well, we've no objection, so I got them both together here and said, right, you want to sell it to him, but he doesn't want it, why don't you just sell it to me? He said, fair enough. £168, 14 and twopence I think it got. And so the hedge that I just planted there, I rapidly dug up and planted over there. That's the way it goes, isn't it? So I say the council cutting the grass. Yeah, I try to be nice, you see.
Most of the time we're all this time you'll have that much bigger.
I tell you what, I used to have it as vegetables, you see, when the children were young. I'll tell you, when you had a bloody spade in your hand in that far corner, it was a big garden.
We got a message in Reservoir of a builder. And he's actually had this cottage which is lying derelict. And they're living in it, don't they? They're next door with derelict. So we spoke back to us and moved next door to do that one, they were living in it. And the money to move on to that. We said about the garden, and he's been there about 60 years. I don't think don't be there, he said there's a shed. I buried a shed. Alligated iron. So, I've buried a greenhouse over here. You can imagine these things have been underground for about 17 years. Sorted in the end. I think my dear guy, first married woman. We were married 6 weeks. I got pushed to the floor for 30 minutes after I got two. So I came back and I had all these points. Straight around. I mean, the 3-bedroom house in the morning. And it was a nice stay. We drove up. We all came marching out. There was this chief was marching out. He was going to Butterworth in Malaysia. So we looked around. Everything's fine. And said, God. And out this. But I looked out. It was just beautiful. Lovely. Well manicured. Lawn. This is amazing. So I signed. And he's gone to the door. He says,
Don't forget the leak in the room.
so the I was like, what do you want to say? I said, what sort of leak is it? He said, get the secret. Okay.
Except when it rains.
I signed for it. I said, oh, beautiful. We're in bed. He says, oh, balls you. And I shattered. I said, that's probably just a light. Just shattered. She said,
You say that
oh, I think it's a balls. I said, all right, get out. Go up to the loft. There's a baby bath full of water. And it's no, you're thinking, if I now go anywhere near that, yeah, go. And it was, that's what happened. So oh
No, when he went outside and saw the plot of land this bloke had left and grass was up there.
And I walk out and I'm looking, thinking, I know there's a lot next door, but there's this massive great triangle, huge great triangle with grass.
Near to that corner.
And then I suddenly noticed there's no boundary between where I was standing and the next.
It's all yours, Bo.
Bikes in there.
Gotta get contract.
He's probably telling a similar story.
Mr. Jungle and Mr. Swimming Pool in the room. Moving trap in the room, yeah.
Very nonsense. Just before we sold
Pete Betty bought a house on Dartmoor, and I forget the detail of the story, but when was it? But
That was before Peter got out of prison.
Dartmouth, is it? Dartmouth, yeah. Dartmoor.
They couldn't find him.
Yeah, and you pick your in-laws up or something, so don't show.
Yeah, we couldn't find it. Well, we moved from Ivy Bridge and we just...
There you are, see, I told you it was Dartmoor.
They did informants. And we went, drove down with this bloke's instruction. Found it, said,
Fine, huh?
went another look, same way. Said, yeah, okay, we'll go for this one. So a few days later, we had come down to Holding, still living in Ireland, so we went down to Sand Bay. He said, oh, we'll go back the other way and show you around.
New house?
Hour and a half, we couldn't find it. Never did find it.
Who came round his little door? In that way. It's in the rain.
Did you ever sell it again, did you? All right.
Little old bungalow, real old mess. Third of an acre right away.
One drink.
Red wine. Thanks, John.
I got up in the morning about 4 o'clock, beautiful day, and I was right at the end of the cul-de-sac in this cul-de-sac.
Anybody else want a drink?
The bloke from over the way. Alan, please. Good morning. What's that? Drink order? No, thanks.
Thank you very much.
No, I'll be along there just a moment with you. I'm happy with the thing.
My new neighbour, you know, what the bound to my estate. Good morning. Yeah, I'm not having this. I'm not having this sort of behaviour. Is it all this shouting and whistling and engines roaring and slimming on and blasting? Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning or is it? The engines on screaming and yelling and whistling.
It wasn't that.
Oh, look. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, it's got a
Is that one you let them when you went to the Far East?
Oh, yeah.
And he used to get letters, Joe. Dear Pete, he lent it to some Australian submariners. It said, Dear Pete, like, here is the rent. Thank you, the house is still fine. P.S. The garage is just forward.
Yeah, the garage.
Yeah, P.S. The next one, here's a check for the month, P.S. What else did they do? They wrecked it very soon, didn't
Mind you, shut up. There was a silence.
Sure.
Oh, God. I decided to give up on it.
Yes, it's not, is it?
Join the club.
Join the club.
The street from the kitchen. Holding this walking up.
Who's coming out?
Yeah, that was called a screw.
Takes him like a putting things
What
No.
are they? Decoration?
For there. Because they've got
Do you?
every kitchen does cover.
It's to hide the wallpaper, really.
Well, that's why you had covers. We didn't have a render it. The renderers were so rendered it was submitted. Completely, but just the bits that were on top. There's this whole paper, there's this chip stuff that was all around.
Well, one of my first ventures to do this out was building an elegant British column, and I decided it wanted to be so elegant that it was in the house before, and I decided just to build the bricks on end. Right? The trouble was, Silver's ironing, and she's got a loop of an iron cord. And I just finished bloody building this. She goes to the shirt sleeve or something, falls in all falls. Yeah. In my early days of electrics, I used to have to lay it all out on the floor first, you know, with all the terminals. And I put these two terminals together. It's very smart out there saying, well, I thought you're saying you shouldn't connect that one to that one. But I didn't like to
Think about your second or third.
No, we finished
I only want your I don't want that.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me.
What have you done now?
After the pudding's in, could you just make sure you've all got a charged glass? There is champagne available. And I'm in charge of it.
Oh, right.
So, I
Here we go for another disaster. Hang on, Brian. Hang on, Brian. I see no ships. Milky Way, yeah. It's an astroscope.
well, I've got a telescope.
Different sort of bottles.
It's Robin from a Vectroscope.
It tells you fortune.
All right.
The game's half bloody over now.
It's no use saying that to you anyway.
What's that?
Have you got glasses on?
And I think they're all ship fitters. The true, or let's go from. Is that a true kit? Just a move.
Do not move. Do not move. I'm being set up again for something.
What do you want? Custard. What do you want with your custard?
I've been instructed not to move, but I don't know why. I won't have a sweet dish with me. I'm a carnivore, really.
I know.
Yes.
Just thought that you might be a steam pudding person.
No, John, I'll save all my chocolate puddings for
him,
Done you? Yeah, they've done you.
Right.
The best way like to London is to go north first, up the M42, onto the M40, and down the M40.
We made a mistake. Once we get on to that, and then she said, take the third turn, like 4. Then we got on a dual carriage and we took the turn. By this time, we thought, really, how are we? So now we get the map and I'm not quite sure. He said, I think we're going to go south again. North again.
Another diversion.
She said, well, so we're in the middle of Birmingham.
He is the navigator, isn't he?
Yeah, but now, I mean, all we do is Would you want to go? It's from two.
Haven't you got any of that GPS? Well, I thought you'd been into that, huh?
We got something that said you have to be lawn.
What?
Right, that's only your fault.
Oh, it's all my fault.
GPS.
Sorry?
GPS in the car. I said, no, I said, I got something that tells you.
Oh, it's been a lovely weekend. Thank you very much. Happy birthday.
You feeling down?
Take the house back to yourself there. Wait. When's this coming down?
Well, I said to Margaret last night, Market Tuesday or Market Friday. Or next week.
Russ will be dead by then.
Another party.
No, they'll come Monday afternoon and start and complete on Tuesday. Some of the 10 ton of soil in there that I've got to put to the level. And it was okay when John and Laura were helping me putting it there, but they're going, can you believe it, they're going on honeymoon?
Get off it, isn't it? Helping you to take it back up. We're not staying at home. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with the soil then?
I think I'll get the vacuum cleaner. I'll strip it and try to keep it dry so it's easy to handle. But unfortunately, a few weeks before this, it rained horrible. And even the covered banks got wet. So it's heavy now. And, it's unfolding, it's rolling it back.
What would the grass be like underneath it?
Oh, it's like a week or something.
Neil, did you go to this wedding? Do you want to look at the photos?
Maybe.
Oh, they're good, babe.
Have you seen that one? I think I've seen them. Did you see them yesterday?
There's any of that delicious pavlova from yesterday, yes. Excellent.
Sandra's the
Oh, lovely.
Wow, quite frame this one, Neil. You were in a suit and tie.
The Silver's meat shows with
There is some other
On Friday then.
Hello. I think I'll go and get a couple of spares feet.
We have to go up several times to the puddings because there's so many nice ones.
Lynn, Jeff there organises parties to the pudding club. Yeah? And this is true, you see. And you go to this hotel and you have a light main course,
And then you have loads of puddings.
7 puddings.
How sensible.
Speak with Jeff, my friend. Yeah.
If they could ditch a main course.
Sometimes I've
Neutral.
I've had a starter and a
What do you mean neutral?
How many did you have?
You want me to stand there?
She was kind. She was very generous. Ben came with me. Look, he thinks it was for him. Thank you, Ben. No. That's not what he thinks. You're lovely. Yeah, look.
Go to a neutral corner.
I can't give you any.
Would you like to remove my thinking spaces?
Funny how they love you when you've got food. One of my cats is a pain. They'll sit on you while you're eating. The other one you can have it.
I hope I'm not. I hope it's allowed to have a little bit.
She's on a diet.
No, oh, I love photographs of today. So, take those.
I don't know.
No more. Because that's a hobby, isn't it? Chocolate.
Yes, yes.
You can have a little piece. Is that okay? Is it? I only gave him a little bit. I know he loves all that, doesn't he? He likes the meringue, don't you, Ben? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, lovely. Did you like your dress? Did you auntie? She made that herself. She made it herself.
What?
The outfit.
Really?
Oh, she made the outfit. She made it wedding. She made the wedding dress.
Really? That's clever, yeah.
What, this?
Right. Right.
Who is this little boy?
There you go, Ben.
Oh, thank you. That's great.
So what I'll do is I'll do this.
I've got something.
Yeah, well, what I'll do, I'll just got one last left. So I'll put it in, and then if anything...
Yeah, boy.
I don't want to get
Don't need my glass.
Alright.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
And your champagne, you?
Yeah, I know.
Just looking at the hoodie.
Yeah, I
He's
get
been
it.
sat there.
He's a meringue. Lovely your band, isn't it?
Would you like some champagne?
Oh, I'll have a just a taste. Thank you. I'm a great lover of it.
Is he on a diet?
No.
Oh, is he?
Not my things, really.
No.
You're gonna be sick, aren't you?
He's not going to be sick.
No,
Not
sick.
No, no.
Jeff Douglas good.
Is it? Oh, gosh. I only gave him that bit.
Hey, I give him bacon this morning.
And he was sick? Perhaps he's just a bit excited.
That one.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm just admiring your outfit.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
made it
Lovely.
Did your mum do these?
No, Tim, John's brother. Did them.
Beautiful.
You didn't make your dress, did
Did you make?
No,
No, you didn't make
no,
them.
Made
no,
Joyce's
no.
dress.
Oh, I think they're lovely.
Did you get to speak to Paul Chalkley last night,
No.
John's best man?
We missed him.
He was the chap who'd been on holiday, on honeymoon to Bequia. And he was a policeman.
That's right.
And
I
it's
did.
such a shame he didn't speak.
Yes,
I did.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
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 You know who's going to arrest you next week.
That's
You've
right.
met Nick and
Yeah.
Lynn, have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
A week or two ago.
Yes.
Oh.
At the 20, Mum and Dad's 25th. And of course you came down with them to West Wales as well. So, didn't you? In the van,
When was that?
back in the dark ages.
When you were a young lady, young girl.
No, she wasn't. Well, she
Really, I no longer am. No.
Just say,
well,
I didn't say that.
I was about to say last week, but I mean, you know, 10 years here and there.
Was it really the 25th? Well, I haven't seen you.
Very shortly after the 25th, you
Yeah.
came down
right.
to Wales with Mum and Dad in the van. Just stayed on the just around the corner.
No, if you did come.
Leave them there so you can look at them.
I think they did
Well, I
Never
make it
fear.
10 to 4. What do you
In
make?
fact, I'm sure I've got the photographic evidence at home.
Yeah?
Yes.
So it wasn't my sister.
No. Positive.
Evidence of what? Is it-
He's a twin. Positive and then he
is there a blackmail
so
thing
much
here?
like positively right. Their husband came up to me last night.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah,
Hello, darling.
it's a bit difficult.
I
You've been positive.
A little earlier in the day, he said, "Oh, I don't think they look at all alike."
I'm giving them on the glasses, I'll go for the intravenous drip.
Just lay down here with that on the table.
My favourite sweet pavlova.
Yeah.
It's mine.
You need two actually to balance up the yolk. It's going to get all this pudding flat.
Yeah, we're trying.
I told them yesterday. Seems such a long time ago. Yeah. Gorgeous though. What's wrong with John's mum? Is she not well yesterday, or is she just tired? Tired, she's going to hospital tomorrow to have another operation. She's had a prolapse. She's had it operated on twice already and it keeps not working. She's going back in tomorrow, but it takes a lot out of her.
Well, somebody told me this
She's lovely. Oh, I was such a nice lady. Yeah.
We don't know where you're from.
I brought with the guys on this Weight Watchers thing, and they say he's put too much weight on this like a point system.
Yeah.
And he says it's one of the most marvellous things. With Chris says, I don't eat breakfast so I can accumulate X number of points, say 20 points. And he says, and I'll skip lunch sometimes. Which means, he said, I can have 5 pints in the evening without any weight on. It seems a good diet. And I'm losing weight.
So I suppose he has a Mars bar or something, does he?
Just go, have a piece of bread and a bit of ham on it, so that's 4.5 points. Sort of sitting credit.
When Peachy's on 3 diets at once.
Yeah. It did the last one.
Three lunches and three dinners.
He said he was on a seafood diet, seafood and I ate it. And then he did the cabbage diet. Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, it sounds it.
Oh, it was awful. Just to cook it was horrible.
And followed by the bean diet, was it?
No, but it had the same effect. Just cabbage and...
I'm going to keep it there to sleep. That's a sleep.
Oh, it's horrible.
Whose is this? Your dad's, I think. I don't know how many pictures of the floor he's got. No, dry. But it's been on all the time, it's been sitting there. Oh. So I hope you haven't said anything rude about him.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Mr. Neil Bayliss is telling me that you are a very, very lovely, lovely lady. And you will stamp my passport. And he's telling me you will give me a passport.
And someone.
It's a shit house.
Who invited Gunga Din?
Well done, Brian. Oh no, it's
He's not an idiot, Barbara.
He is.
He's just normal.
In your eyes. What I want to know, Neil, what's that chain for?
Chain lets the water run off the roof.
Oh, thanks, Brian.
What?
Hang on a minute, we've got
I thought it was a